Good afternoon and welcome to the MaxLax OC Game of the Week. We are here on a beautiful day at St. Margaret's Episcopal School in San Juan Capistrano for what promises to be an outstanding matchup between St. Margaret's and Santa Margarita. Santa Margarita Catholic School, rival of St. Margaret's. They have gone back and forth over the years. They have a love-hate relationship. Both teams excited to play a big game today. Last year in 2017, Santa Margarita took it down 16-12. In 2016, St. Margaret's won 13-7. In 2015, in a high-scoring game, Santa Margarita won 24-23. Can you imagine that? 47 goals in a game. And then in 2014, St. Margaret's beat Santa Margarita 11-10. And in 2013, Santa Margarita took it down 13-6. If you're paying attention, they have been trading wins back and forth each year for the last 5 years. If the pattern continues today, St. Margaret's looks to be in good shape. And though it doesn't matter, they do have the number 1 ranking, which puts them as the favorites in this game. But you do not want to discount Santa Margarita. Santa Margarita coming off a nice opening run of the season, suffering only 1 loss against Palos Verdes. Every other game they've taken down comfortably, with the exception of Trabuco, who they beat 15-12 on March 13th, and Beckman, who they edged by a goal 13-12 on March 14th. And the starting players have taken the field. On the draw for St. Margaret's, looks like Katelyn Young against Katelyn Murphy. We have Katelyn versus Katelyn, St. Margaret's versus Santa Margarita. I will definitely be tripping over my words today, so don't listen to me, just watch the lacrosse and enjoy. The ball is up on the opening draw, and it's down. Looks like St. Margaret's picking it up. St. Margaret's, of course, in the white, Santa Margarita in the blue. That was Nikki Miles with the nice draw control. Moving it to Katelyn Young. Young into the attacking zone to Kinsale Houston, and they move it behind. That's Campbell Case on the near side here. Right side, if you're the goalie, she kicks it to the top, back to Nikki Miles, and Miles goes to work from the top, pulls out of the pressure. Little flip pass, nifty flip pass to Young. Young straight into the gut of the Santa Margarita defense. And the shot, she's not going to miss that one too often. Santa Margarita looking for the crash there, not quite getting in time. And in the early stages of the game, the home team, St. Margaret's, up 1-0. We are 36 seconds in. We have both coaches yelling from the sidelines here. You might be able to pick that up. We are broadcasting from the sub box here at St. Margaret's. And now we have the official coming over. Looks like maybe a little debris on the field that she's getting rid of. And teamwork to get that off. Refs working together and with the coaches to get a safety pin off the artificial turf here. And we're ready for the next draw. Both Katelyn and Katelyn, Young and Murphy, going at it again in the center circle. Players are set. And the ball's up. And now Santa Margarita with the draw control. That's Emily Suh. Facing a little bit of pressure, but she looks like she might get the edge there. Working to the outside, facing the double team. Little check. And that's a takeaway for Campbell Case. Looks like if that call says anything, it says that the refs are going to let them play today. That was a check that was pretty close to the body, but against 2 strong teams, you often want to let them play as long as they're playing safe, and that's exactly what the officials did here today. We have a 3 official crew. That often happens when you have top teams playing each other. They want 3 sets of eyes out there, not just the normal 2. And now Campbell Case working from GLE, gets around 1 defender, faces the sliding defender, but drops the stick for the underhand shot and sneaks it past goalie Victoria Hoffman. And just over 90 seconds into the game, Santa Margarita is down by 2. Campbell Case, very dangerous on any play where she's near the cage with the ball. She can shoot low, she can shoot high, she can change levels, she can do the behind the back, she can do just about anything from any angle to put that ball in the cage. Santa Margarita will be looking to get that slide there a little bit sooner, hopefully double her up and keep her from getting that stick anywhere near the cage. And on the next draw, one-hand draw, Nikki Miles takes the hit, retains possession. She has Maddie Barcate, and there it is. And Barcate with a head of steam, little drop, but able to maintain possession. And the shooting space call against against Santa Margarita, putting Kinsale Houston on the line. Kinsale with the ball in the right hand and the crash coming from the right. Quick little feed to Case, fake, and up and over to the far post. Campbell Case putting away the ball with the assist from Kinsale Houston. We call her Kinsale because she is sister of Shay Houston, who is also on this St. Margaret's team. 22:52 to go here at St. Margaret's. Tartans up 3-0. The St. Margaret's team certainly happy with their offensive production so far. They are looking to keep it active motion, make the D respect all their threats, and they have a lot of them. And here off the ensuing draw, Katelyn Young with the one-hand stretch on the self-draw, feeding Campbell Case, and a save by Victoria Hoffman. Beautiful play all around there, pushing the action off the draw, taking advantage of the fast break, finding a good shooter in Campbell Case on top of the cage. And there is Victoria Hoffman with a big save there to keep her team with the ball. And on the clear, that was Kaylee Harrison with the illegal cradle. For you noobs out there, an illegal cradle is when you hold the ball within your sphere, and that is the imaginary 7-inch bubble around your head. If you are cradling in the sphere, no one can legally check you or really play defense on you, and so they call that a foul against you, and it's a turnover. Tough call in this case. Again, if you're the officials and trying to let them play, it's not a call that you're going to get too often, but apparently in the face of that pressure, the referee determined she was gaining an unfair competitive advantage by cradling in the sphere. And now Barcate on the far side, feeding into the middle. That is Geordie Miles, freshman Jordan Miles, sister of Nikki Miles, puts her team up 4-0. Prompting the Santa Margarita timeout from Coach Kirsten Atkinson. Nikki and Jordan Miles, one set of 3 sisters on this Tartan team. Of course, they are the daughters of legendary Lacrosse Hall of Famer Les Miles. Also on the team, Kinsale and Shay Houston. And the Young sisters, Katelyn Young, the senior, Olivia Young, the freshman. Nikki Miles, the older of the Miles sisters, might not be the scoring leader of this team, but she is on the board with a number of assists, ground balls, and takeovers, a key element of this team. She has 14 ground balls leading the team, 3 interceptions, 6 takeaways. And on the offensive production, we see her with 13 assists. That's 2.6 assists per game. It's an astounding average. Barcate with 9 assists at the 1.8 assists per game mark. And Barcate leads St. Margaret's in scoring with 21 goals and those 9 assists. Katelyn Young with 20 goals, 7 assists. Campbell Case, 13 goals, 5 assists. Nikki and her sister, Geordie Miles, with 11 each coming into today. The entire St. Margaret's team is dangerous. You can't let one of them go. If you double one, there's someone else coming up. It is the classic Hydra. You shut one down, 2 more are going to pop up. And the Tartans play in a way that makes you respect all those threats. As I spoke to both coaches before the game, each looking to have their team do the simple things well, nothing too fancy. Just let the girls go out there and play lacrosse, knowing that each team is strong, who can bring the best game on the best day. Santa Margarita had faced a deficit to Palos Verdes of all teams earlier this season, and one thing they took out of that game was not to let another team's momentum determine how they're going to play. So we'll see if they can bounce back from this early deficit. And now Katelyn Murphy, one of the prime leaders of this Santa Margarita team, fighting through pressure, getting through the double team. Little bump from Margaret, and Santa Margarita able to settle and go to work. Ball now behind at X. Moving it to the far side, right side if you're the goalie. Quick feed, and the ball goes down. And St. Margaret's able to pick it up, and they kick it back for the pressure release on the clear. Looking for their open girls upfield. Now Geordie Miles getting around one riding defender, finding Katelyn Young at the midfield. The ball goes down. It's a 2v1 on the ground ball. You see a little kick there. That's a rule that was added into the high school game just last year. And on the fortunate bounce for her, unfortunate for Santa Margarita, we have Geordie Miles picking up the garbage off the missed pass right on top of the crease and able to bury the shot. An early lead is often a dangerous lead. You gain a sense of confidence, and as that other team might start to chip away at it, you think you still have the game in hand even as they get closer and closer. This Tartan team, not a young team anymore. They were quite young last year. A lot of freshmen and sophomores playing. This year, those freshmen and sophomores are juniors and seniors. They only have 4 seniors on the team, but their juniors and sophomores are seasoned vets, and you have to expect that they will not give any ground, especially with Coach Holly Riley egging them on from the sideline. And here, another draw win. Katelyn Young on the draw win. She has Margaret up front. Quick pass to Margaret, and if she runs hard, she will have numbers. She's got a couple girls behind her. They have to stop at the restraining line. And now, ball with Houston. That's Kinsale Houston. And she pops it up at the top. St. Margaret settles. And now top left with Allie Binder. Allie Binder with a great game against Mater Dei. Coming out of her shell a little bit now. Campbell Case working from GLE from the left side. Gets around her defender. Releases the shot. And Hoffman is up to the challenge with the tip of the stick save to push it long. But the Tartans are there to back it up, and the ball still in the stick of Campbell Case. Campbell Case rolling the crease now. Well defended. That defense was from Jillian Spencer. Forced her away. Ball went on the feed into the middle, but down. And now on the double team, there is an illegal check that'll leave the ball in the stick of Katelyn Murphy, with Case 4 meters behind. Quick pass now. That goes to Kendall Arantia. And Arantia, looking to bring it into the St. Margaret zone on herself, takes the illegal check, which frees up 4 meters of space around her. Quick little feed onto the inside. That's Harrison, Kaylee Harrison, getting to the cage, looking for the shot, and beats the goalie, but does not beat the crossbar. It bounces out up high. Margaret picks it up and moves the ball very quickly to Kinsale Houston. Houston looking to move around her defender, Arancio. And the hard ride by Santa Margarita forces the errant pass. Oh, but it looks like it's actually still with St. Margaret. Sorry, I missed that one. And now the ball coming in on the right side. Back right with Campbell Case. Coach is shouting instructions from the sideline, and the players repeating it on the field. Ball still with Case, back left. She's looking to put it to the top there with Young. Young now over to the left side. Barkate back behind to Case. Not moving the ball too quickly, content to rest with it in their sticks. And now back this side, Kinsale Houston. And to the top, that's Geordie Miles. Geordie Miles, little jab step. Kicks it to Barkate. Barkate again to Young. And St. Margaret's looking perhaps to kill a little clock here. No urgency to build up the score at this point, and certainly if they can keep that ball away from their own cage, the longer they do that, the better. And a nice little feed onto the inside, and Victoria Hoffman now with 3 very nice saves, but the pass into traffic on the clear, intercepted by a nimble Geordie Miles who saw that coming, grabbed it with one hand, marched right to the top of the cage and put it away. Victoria Hoffman, after the good save, shooting herself in the foot. Wish she had that one back, but we have Arantia going back there to talk her back up, get her head back in the game. Really nice save, unfortunate on the clear. Really nice play there by Geordie Miles, the younger Miles, the freshman. And we have Young and Murphy again on the draw. Looks like a little movement before the draw, and they're going to call a redraw. Probably a little motion from both sides. A little more pronounced motion on the St. Margaret side from Katelyn Young, but probably both those sticks were a little bit wobbly after they were supposed to be set. On the noob note, once the ref releases those sticks, they have to stay still, and the bodies have to stay still. There can be absolutely no motion except the turning of a head until the whistle blows. Any motion with the hips, with the legs, with the arms, with the stick, and that's going to be called against whoever makes that motion. And moving the ball to Katelyn Young, opts not to take the fast break. And the Tartans settling once again. Whenever this St. Margaret's team is not looking for the fast break, I would say it's safe to say they are looking to possess, looking to control, looking to work their offense. Little flip pass now to Young. They are working that flip pass at the top left. It can be very confusing for defenders, and that can be very confusing for a goalie. Little question mark dodge from Campbell Case coming up from behind as her defender plays her to the center. She rolls to the outside, and if you follow the path of her run, it looks like a question mark, and the good lacrosse players then dot that question mark by putting the ball in the cage, and she does it right there, stick side high from the sharp angle. As I checked in with Holly Riley, I asked her about Campbell Case's raw shot, and she said, I don't think it's raw. She practices quite a bit, and I backed off on that and said, she makes it look raw. She makes it look natural. Case with a potent shot for St. Margaret's, showing it off there. And we're at the next draw. That ball did not go over the shoulders, and they're going to give it to St. Margaret's. That's probably because Katelyn Young did not move upwards with her motion on the draw. That is one of the many draw rules. Those girls with the ball between their sticks need to make an upward motion. They can push forward, they can push left and right, but it has to be upward at the same time. And now Santa Margarita with the offensive possession. On this side, the near side, that is the left side, working from the back left. We have Sarah Keane with the ball. She moves it, and now it's up top right, back to Katelyn Murphy, top center. Katelyn Murphy backing it out, looking for her options. St. Margaret's zone crashing hard, but it's beaten with the quick pass. And if you're going to beat a zone, it has to be with quick passes. And we hear the Santa Margarita coach, Kirsten Atkinson, encouraging her team, chip away, chip away. That's all you can do when you're down by a bunch, one at a time. Scored that. 15 on the goal there. That's Sydney Ruiz. She's really the quarterback of this Santa Margarita attack unit. She shows her leadership. She's calm. Even if her statistics aren't strong in a game, she's the one who keeps her team in the game, keeps their head straight, and runs the offense. Ruiz coming into today with 18 goals and 5 assists. That's through 6 games. I don't have their updated stats. I will note that in their last 2 games, they have scored a combined 37 goals. Unfortunately, the stat's not available for who had all those, but through the first 6, we do have those stats. And on the draw, very nice reach by Katelyn Young. Little curl C-cut to free herself to Nikki Miles. Nikki Miles up front to Shea Houston. Shea Houston, of course, sister of Kinsale Houston, getting a little bit of action here. And the ball behind, back right with Campbell Case. Kinsale Houston gets through, setting up the 1v1. Case with a little skip step, feeds to the cutting Young on the middle. Looks like she might have taken a little check in the head, but she's strong enough to get away from that, and if the refs don't see it, they're not going to call it. And on the left side there, Geordie Miles pushes it behind to Katelyn Young. Sorry, that is Maddie Barcate. Barcate to Case. And Case puts it to the top here with Nikki Miles. Nikki Miles looking to drive. Quick little pump fake. Dishes it to Case, gets through. Case draws the triple team, feeds Barcate, who puts it right off the post. Nice little play there from the St. Margaret's team. Case drawing the triple team and finding the cutting Barcate from behind. Little ball went down, Santa Margarita picked it up, dished it to goalie Victoria Hoffman. Case looking to knock it out of her stick, probably committing a foul, but since Hoffman was able to pick that up, the refs didn't call it. If the goalie is in her goal circle, you cannot interfere with her. You can't check her stick or check her body. You have to give her free rein when she is in her goal circle. And the goalie has 10 seconds within the goal circle. And we see this every now and then in high school girls lacrosse. The goalie with the ball, all the players matched up through the midfield, and a nice pass from Hoffman to a cutting Sydney Ruiz. Ball went into her stick, but then went down, and St. Margaret's able to get it back, bring it to Santa Margarita, but the ball goes down there. A couple mistakes now, and matching turnovers leave the ball in the stick of Santa Margarita's Ava Steensland. Steensland passes it up, and Santa Margarita now working the clear through Aiden Pike. Aiden Pike, one of the triumvirate of the Santa Margarita midfield. That is Pike, Harrison, and Murphy. Very potent group. If you can get 3 strong midfielders, you can build a team around them, and that is what Santa Margarita has done here. Nice little feed from behind to the cutter. Looked like that was Lily Madison who got the shot off, but didn't quite put it away. Santa Margarita able to recover the rebound, and on the ensuing play, Katelyn Murphy takes the foul, and she's lined up, sticking her right hand. A couple crashers from either side. We'll see if she can get a step on him. Takes the wicked shot, drops to the sidearm, low shot. Very, very nice save from Ellie Jones, the St. Margaret's goalie. Ellie Jones coming in today with 20 saves, a 39% save average. And there was a big one. Tough to save those low shots. Shooters are taught to shoot low. The goalie is biggest around the shoulders, around the chest, around the arms. They're very skinny down there at the legs. If you can shoot low, there's just less bulk there. And we saw her trying to unleash that shot low. Got a good shot off. But Jones up to the challenge. And now, Katelyn Murphy up top. Now top left with Kaylee Harrison. Back to Murphy, top right. Santa Margarita cycling their offense as Murphy looks to drive, and the 3-second call. It is illegal for a defender to stand in the 8-meter area for 3 seconds without marking a girl, and if they're marking a girl, they are within a stick's length. If they are not, they will get called for the 3-second and put behind wherever the ball is. Murphy now to Pike. And it looks like another 3-second call. Back a couple years ago, the 3-second call would land a girl on the 8-meter for a free position. And I think correctly that rule has been adjusted. it's not that much of a rule now. Very rarely do I see any players actually taking advantage of any man-up situation with that girl behind. But certainly when a team is just passing the ball around the outside, a 3-second violation doesn't necessarily earn that player a visit to the 8-meter line. And now on the errant pass, Case looking to control, was not able quite to bring that in, faced a little bit of a check, and now looking on the slow break to Margaret coming in, who earns the shooting space violation and is put on the line with a very clear lane to goal. There's our shot, and beautiful save, Victoria Hoffman. That is textbook. She stepped to it, kept that stick flat, got it down and over the ball, controlled the rebound, and now unloaded to Kaylee Harrison, who is able to run it all the way through and gain the St. Margaret zone. She brings it up to Madeline Bush. Bush kicks it out to Sydney Ruiz. Ruiz now to Pike. Pike looking to attack. Tough to attack that St. Margaret's crash. And the Santa Margarita coach, Atkinson, encouraging her team to move that ball. That is the only way you are going to get around a potent defense like this. And it looks like no shooting space there. Nifty move by Pike, getting through the defense, dancing through a double team, but pops the lay-in just over the crossbar. And now coming in from behind, Santa Margarita's Sarah Keene. Keene feeds up top, and then the ball goes into the middle. Aiden Pike facing pressure in the middle. Flag goes up, and Pike will be put on the line after taking the illegal check on the triple team. Aiden looks like she has some traffic coming around her. If she can get a step, I expect her to shoot, but if she can't, she may pull it out and keep control of the ball. Ooh, little early bouncer, drop that stick and bounce the ball right on the release. Tough for a goalie to read it. It goes just wide. Really, any bounce shots are tough for a goalie to read, but those bounce shots that come bouncing outside of the goal circle, if they're able to be on cage, if they're able to put that on cage, they are tough for the goalie to read. That time, just wide though. And now Santa Margarita going to work. Few cutters, nothing doing though. Well defended. You see Nikki Miles in the middle of that St. Margaret zone. Santa Margarita looking for the hole. And they are finding players open here and there, but they're only open for moments. Most zones will give up little openings here and there. You have to be quick to find them and quick to find those feeds. You see now the third or fourth 3-second violation on St. Margaret's. This is the result of the zone as that Santa Margarita team cycles through their offense. Players come in and out of the 8-meter. They might leave some of those zone defenders stuck in the 8-meter without an attacker to mark, and that leads to the stoppage of play. And now Katelyn Murphy, top left, looking to feed, now with the quick face dodge, and takes the stick check from Kaylin Young. Now attacking the 8-meter, quick dump. Looks like that was to Pike. Pike was crashed, ball goes down. Nikki Miles able to get that ball out and into the midfield, running freely, and the solo clear as she gets into the Santa Margarita Eagles zone. Opts not to take the fast break, and with a 7-1 lead, no need to do so. Might as well settle it down, give her defense a break. In fact, any good team, when they have been a couple minutes in their own defensive end, they're going to go ahead and settle it in the offensive end to give their defenders a little break, give their midfielders a break after the run up the field. And here, Margaret, top left, moves it all the way down, and now the ball in the stick of Campbell Case, back right, and now top right, and now back right again. Moving the ball nicely are the Tartans, playing patiently, not looking to attack. A little bit of defense behind the cage from Santa Margarita. That's not the traditional orthodox high school play. Usually that zone behind the cage is sort of a safe zone for attackers, but if you can get back there and disrupt those girls who think that they're in a safe zone, you can often force the turnover or force the action in ways that the attacking team has to work against. And here now, with the foul, Campbell Case. Flag goes up, and she will get the ball on the line. When you see that flag go up, that is the officials acknowledging that there's a foul, but allowing the play to continue in case that player gets a shot. When they get the shot, the flag goes down and play continues. When they don't get the shot, they get put on the line. And there, Case unselfishly feeding, looked like Barcate. Yeah, Barcate on the goal, coming from behind. You see that often when a defender comes to double the ball and takes the foul, gets put behind the shooter, it leaves that hole open on the crease, and if there's a player playing behind, she can sneak up. And the unselfish play from Case earns her team the 8-1 lead with 5:40 remaining in the first half. And now we have Maddie Barcate on the draw specialist. She's tall, she is imposing. She's put in a ton of extra time on her draw work. She was a fearsome draw competitor last year. She's just as good, if not better, this year. Ball is up, players fighting for it, no possession. And now Harrison with a line on the ball. She's able to scoop it up and move it to Pike. Pike looking up, moving it into the Tartan zone. And now settling as Santa Margarita goes to work. Top left. And that's Lily Madison looking for the quick attack, and the separation she had from the defense that was in the zone gave her the shooting space violation. She has crashers from all sides. If she can get a step, she might get to the cage. We'll see what she elects to do. She's going to the cage and opts to pull it out, and we're back left. Back right now, and now on the side, the right side with Ruiz. Ruiz driving and kicking it to the top there to Harrison. Harrison looking to drive, moving the ball. She's the lefty. Nice little feed. Good vision to Katelyn Murphy. Katelyn Murphy well defended, looking to cut back, looking to cut forth, looking to shake her defender. Can't quite do it. Well defended by the Tartans. Disciplined defense. No foul. And the Tartans earn the turnover. Moving it through midfield is Shea Houston. Shea Houston takes the check, and the ball goes down. Santa Margarita picks it up. And looks like Katelyn Murphy was on that check. It was Arancia who picked up the ground ball. Good teamwork on the ride from Santa Margarita. Earns the Eagles another possession. Nice little check there from Nikki Miles. You don't teach that. That is very instinctive. She sees that stick hanging, gets a quick check. And in the midst of play, we have a timeout from the St. Margaret's side. Interesting time for a timeout there. It looks like maybe Coach Holly Riley looking to give her team a little bit of rest or shape something up for them on the defense. Perhaps even just saw that Shea Houston was in a little bit of trouble and wanted to give her a break from the clear. For St. Margaret's, everything going their way this year. They opened the season with a decisive 17-5 victory over Newport Harbor High School. Of course, that is this announcer's favorite team. I used to coach there. I still teach there. But the St. Margaret's team looking to get some revenge after a couple years of losses, 2016, 2017, and they took it to NHHS 17-5. They faced Park City after that, won 12-6. Against Trabuco, had a little bit of trouble, made the adjustments and ended up taking the game down 22-9. And then probably the biggest game of the Orange County season so far on March 20th, taking down Mater Dei 12-10, ending a 2.5-year undefeated streak in Orange County for Mater Dei. It was an amazing game if you were able to get there. And then more recently against Tesoro on March 23rd, handily beating them 16-3. Typically in March, the Lax Power Rankings don't mean too much, but we are now at the end of March, and most teams have played 8, maybe 10 games. St. Margaret's only has 5. But as those teams get through those games, the power rankings do take on meaning. Early in the season, a win might push you up 5 spots, a loss might drop you 5 spots. But as more and more data gets put into that power ranking formula, it gets to be more solidified. And it is about at this time that those rankings get pretty hard to move. I have found that once about 10 games are played, even if you get that upset, even if you get a couple upsets, you might not see yourself moving more than a spot, and sometimes not even a spot. You'll often see teams with a 6th ranking who have beaten the 5, 4, and 3 team. And that's just the way the power rankings work, especially in a season like this where there's a great deal of parity in the league. You have certainly St. Margaret's being the dominant force this year with Foothill and Mater Dei and Santa Margarita here close on their heels. But if you look at all those teams from about 2 through about 12, any one of them on any day might beat another. We see a lot of one-goal games. Teams like San Clemente pulling off upsets against Foothill. Teams trading those 3-way victories. One team beats another by 1. That team beats another by 1. And then the third team comes around and beats the first team by 1. You get to the end of the season, you don't know who the best team is. All you have is the power ranking. The formula that goes into the power ranking takes into account everything from home field advantage, difficulty of schedule, results against common opponents, and every time more data is put into that power ranking formula, there are readjustments. And that's why you need to wait until teams have played 7, 8, 10 games before it really takes on serious meaning. But it is about that time in the season, end of March, beginning of April, where those rankings take on significance and actually reflect what's happening on the field. And now, Santa Margarita with another good ride, forcing the turnover out of the St. Margaret's timeout. Can guarantee you that the coaches on the St. Margaret side don't like to see that. They take the timeout, probably setting up for the clear, and unable to get it through the midfield. And now Santa Margarita with the ball in the stick of Sydney Ruiz. Ruiz to Kaylee Harrison, the lefty. Harrison looking for her options. Now putting it to the top here, top left with Aiden Pike. Tough to move through an offense when you're facing a strong zone like this Tartan zone. And now back right. Top left to Murphy. Murphy facing a momentary double team. Now just a little pressure on the outside, and it is relieved. Quick feed into the middle there. That's Ruiz on the nice cut from the far side, and good vision from Katelyn Murphy just to get the ball there. Well received. I almost feel like Ruiz didn't feel that was going to get to her. She turned and made the shot. It wasn't her. It was not her typical hard shot. And Ellie Jones comes up with a big save. And on the clear, takes the trip. It was incidental. There was not intentional, but even though it's not intentional, she will get the call. And the ball is in the stick of Ellie Jones, the Tartan goalie. A little bit of pressure from behind, and Katelyn Murphy sees that hanging goalie stick, and Murphy, an expert with the checks, finds the check, knocks the ball loose, but the Tartans luckily get that ball back. And now the ball to Nikki Miles. Ball goes down on the errant reception, but again, the Tartans able to scoop up the garbage, move the ball through midfield to Jordan Miles, Miles to Young, Young to Case, Case off the tip of the stick. A rare miss for the Tartans, usually able to show off those stick skills at pace. And you saw it there, everything was there until that very last pass. You see it both with amateurs and pros. They get those sure things and they start thinking about the back of the net before the reception comes in. You see it with NFL football players on big receptions. You see it just about anywhere in the sporting world, and there, probably for a moment taking her eye off the ball, and it goes wide. Ball now in the stick of Santa Margarita goalie Victoria Hoffman. Just under 90 seconds to go in the half. Tartans comfortably up 8-1. And Hoffman gets it to Pike, who is under a good deal of pressure. It was a good pass and good reception. And hanging that stick, we have Campbell Case on the check. Maddie Barcate on the pickup. Moves through the double team. Hounded now by Kaylee Harrison. Harrison on the hips. Double team now. And Barcate kicks it to Geordie Miles. Geordie Miles also facing pressure from Katelyn Murphy. And now back to Marquette, and St. Margaret's able to take a breath. Under a minute to go. Guess what? They're going to be playing for the last shot here. Sounds like the coaches on the St. Margaret's side waiting for about 20 seconds before they want their players to go, and that's the smart play. You don't want to run that play while the opposing team has a chance to move it to your offensive end. A little bit of an attack there from Miles at the 35-second mark. Earns the shooting space violation, or perhaps the illegal check. Didn't see the call there. And Miles on the line with path to cage. She pulls it out. Yes, they are playing for that final shot. 25 seconds to go. Marquette attacking. And she takes the flag on the illegal check. As soon as she does not take that shot, the ref is going to blow it dead. 22.9 to go. And Marquette with the ball. Marquette now facing the double team. Looks like Santa Margarita looking to pressure St. Margaret's, maybe disrupt the flow of their offense, not let them get that last shot. If they can keep them out of that 8-meter for these last 15 seconds, that would certainly be a victory. But Marquette now on the line, able to bury the free position shot with 11 seconds to go in the half, giving her team the 9-1 victory, 9-1 lead. Nice shot there from Marquette. Tough for any goalie to stop that as she's coming off the line with that tall stick coming straight down and through, bouncing the shot home for the goal. "11 seconds left in the half. There is time for a goal if either team can get a clean draw. Official resetting the sticks, giving them a little moment to breathe, and then getting attention back into the draw. Whistle blows and the ball is up. Katelyn Murphy now looks like she tried to box out Marquette, and with 8.3 seconds to go, there is time to get this ball on. And with that ball going down, that might be the end of it. And it looks like the period will end without a last second shot. And here we are at the end of 1, the Tartans 9, the Eagles 1 here at St. Margaret's Episcopal. We have a 7-minute halftime. I'll give you about 5 to hit the fridge, and I'll be back with you for the second half. We good? And we are back about 30 seconds away from the halftime horn here for the MaxLax OC Game of the Week between the Eagles of Santa Margarita and the Tartans of St. Margaret's. Tartans all day today, 9-1. Santa Margarita looking to turn it around. The 8-goal lead is at the outer edge of recoverability. I've seen a lot of leads erased in girls lacrosse and in guys lacrosse, quite frankly. 6, 7 goals even. 8 goals is at the upper edge of it. And against a strong St. Margaret's team, it is an uphill battle here for the Santa Margarita Eagles. But 1 goal at a time is all it takes. Earlier this season, I heard of a game 11-3 that ended up 13-12. So you never know what'll happen. Team goes on a run, gains some confidence, and perhaps able to turn it all around. The Santa Margarita team having a great season so far. Taking a mini trip to San Diego during spring break. At this time of the year, I can tell you, as from the teachers' end, the students are pretty worn out, ready for a break, and the Eagles have their spring break coming up. They're going to be going down to San Diego for a day together, focus on some fun, play some lacrosse and push themselves, but don't lose sight of the fact that they are out here to play a game. Coach Kirsten Atkinson talking about the positive vibes on her team, how much the girls love each other, how much they support each other, how much they like being together. But in the midst of a tough season, sometimes you need that break. I'm imagining that they'll get that refresher coming back from spring break. They have a tough game over spring break and then coming back against Foothill. And the ball is up for the second half, and Katelyn Murphy with the draw win, taking pressure from Margaret and a nice little roll move. She frees it up, gets it into the St. Margaret zone, and quick kick it to the top there to Kaylee Harrison. Ball goes down. Kaylee Harrison, the lefty now, working from the top left, putting it up to Aiden Pike. Aiden Pike looking to feed, and now on the left side there, if you're the goalie. Kicking it to the top, Sydney Ruiz. Ruiz now to Madison, Lily Madison to the back right. Back right with Madeline Bush, back up to Harrison. And now a little bit more motion from the Santa Margarita offense. I have to say that as I was looking in the first half, I was thinking they weren't getting as much motion as they probably normally do. Credit St. Margaret's defense for that. But sometimes when you're the offense, you have to make your own chances. And it looks like they're trying to do that. Nice read by Nikki Miles, who saw the feed coming into Pike, jumped it, made the interception, found her teammate Katelyn Young, who's gotten the clear. Now up to Jordan Miles. Miles down low to a sneaking Megan Vandenberg, and Vandenberg putting it away. Very nice, clear, and finish. Good lacrosse up and down the field there for St. Margaret's. Strong defense disrupting the Santa Margarita flow. Good read on the pass to the interior. Nikki Miles able to pick up a beautiful interception, and then moving it 3 quick passes and a shot. And just like that, 1 minute, 15 seconds into the second half, they extend their lead 10-1. Nikki Miles is the centerpiece of that St. Margaret zone. She's the communicator. She's selfless. She's in a selfless role, just playing in that zone. And along with that communication, super positive. Girls look up to her, love to follow her. And now off the draw, we have St. Margaret's picking it up. Nifty little cross pass to Katelyn Young. Young to Margaret. Margaret coming down the middle, and a hard shot that not many goalies are going to stop. And it looks like St. Margaret's might be contemplating a goalie change here, looking to get a little work for their second string goalie, freshman Olivia Young. Hats off to Jones, giving up only 1 goal in the first 27 minutes of the game. Freshman Young has 15 minutes this season. She'll get another, looks like 23 minutes here if she stays in for the rest of the game. Or it's possible that they're just giving Ellie Jones a rest, getting her off the field for a minute. We'll see what happens with that. And now lining up for the draw, Katelyn Murphy, Katelyn Young. Ball does not go over the shoulders. We're going to get a redraw. We are now 11-1, and for the noobs out there, that means we are at a running clock. As soon as any team has a 10-goal lead, the clock will continue to run unless there is a timeout. Ball is up high, and Murphy looked for the one-hand stretch, didn't quite get it, but still able to pick it up on the bounce, and now Young pressuring her hard from behind. Little bump from behind, able to get the defensive position. Feed to Ruiz. Strong crash from the Tartans, but Ruiz able to draw the foul. And she's lining up on the center hash, exactly where most shooters want to be. And she's facing a goalie who has not seen a shot today. We'll see if she takes advantage. Ball goes low and bounces it in. And Santa Margarita has the answer, puts the lead back to 9, and the clock stops. Of course, if you want any chance of coming back here, you don't want that clock running, and so Santa Margarita doing a good job keeping that clock stopped. Coach Holly Riley from the Tartan side encouraging her defenders to play disciplined D. No reason to foul. You're having a good day defensively. Keep those girls off the line. Don't give them anything for free. A little adjustment on the draw as Allie Binder comes to the circle for the Tartans. There's a hold and the ball goes to the Tartans on the hold. And Katelyn Young, pressured by Katelyn Murphy, gets past it. Moves it to Geordie Miles. Miles down below to Vandenberg. Vandenberg with the ball, little flip pass behind to Case. Case with the ball. Case looking to the sidelines for a little bit of guidance, and now looking to initiate the offense. Ball now near side. That's top left if you're the goalie. Went from Young back to Case. Tartans content to eat a little bit of the clock here. Let their offense develop. Looked like they were a little bit muddled up on the far side. They're playing a two-girl game on the near side, just kicking it back and forth. No attack right now. And we have the goalie re-switch on the Tartan side. Probably a little bit of instruction from the coaches to starting goalie Ellie Jones. And here it is. Still working this near side. 2v2. Muddle on the far side. St. Margaret's active in that muddle, trying to free themselves up, but not seeing those girls looking to feed, and now looking like maybe a little bit more active on the offense with Katelyn looking for the feed. Katelyn Young, that is. And Case calling Katelyn her way, looking for the pick, and little feed right back. We call that a draw and dump for 18 Katelyn Young. You see Campbell Case call that out there. She sees the muddle on the far side. There's space between her and her teammate in the goal. She tells Katelyn to get a little bit closer. She drives to the crease, draws that double team, and this nice little looping pass over those sticks to the wide open Katelyn Young. Very tough to defend that if you have a muddle on the far side. Those defenders are busy taking care of the cutters through that muddle, and it's tough to know who's going to go down and pick up that girl on the draw and dump, and hence she's wide open on the crease. And the ball's back to the middle for our draw. Lead back to 10. Clock is running. Ball is down with a line on it. Barcate picks it up, moves it to Houston. That's Kinsale Houston, draws the shooting space foul. She will be put on the line. Whistle blows and Houston pulls it out. either she didn't see any opening there, or more likely the Tartans are looking to just control the ball, control the game here. They're in no rush. For them, just another beautiful day here at St. Margaret's Episcopal School. And as Vandenberg drives, she takes the foul from Olivia Molfetta. Molfetta, an excellent defender. Coach Atkinson singing her praises. She comes over from soccer. It takes her usually a couple weeks to get her lacrosse legs under her, but you see her there. Great kid. Occasionally will be on the circle for the draw. Loves to run through those ground balls. Hard worker all over the field. Through the first 6 games, she's been one of the defensive core players for Santa Margarita. Few quick passes, back and forth, and the Tartans showing off their lacrosse IQ and their stick skills. They come together for another goal, 13-2 with 17:40 to go in the game. Looking at some scores from around Orange County as we wait for the ball to be reset. Last week, San Clemente over Mission Viejo, 25-5. Chaminade over Louisville, 25-2. Tesoro over Laguna Hills, 17-7. Mater Dei over Poway, 13-11. Capo Valley over El Toro, 5-3. Foothill over La Salle, 17-10. Ball is up on the draw, and a nice little one-handed grab by Katelyn Murphy under pressure from Katelyn Young. Young now not wanting her to go free, hounding her. And a nice little move there by Katelyn Young. Felt the double team. Nice little cut back, leaving the Tartan to pick the Tartan, and she is there open on the cage, and she buries the shot for her team's 3rd goal. When a good attacker feels that defender overplaying her, that overcommitment, a quick little change of direction, a quick little roll, a quick little cut will often set her free, and that's exactly what happened with Katelyn Murphy. And the junior is able to convert for the Eagle goal. Ball is up, off the stick of Katelyn Young on the one-hand stretch. Goes into the stick of Shea Houston. And on the foul, probably an original foul on Katelyn Young because the ball is back in her stick. Murphy behind her, and the ball's back in. Nice little running the circle to free herself up, and the ball goes to Nikki Miles. Had a little bit of pressure on the backside, gets over the restraining line where they have to stop, and she takes it from the restraining line into the 8-meter, switches to the left hand, and puts the shot off stick low. Just about impossible to stop that one unless you know where it is going. As that player moves right to left, switches the ball to her left hand, and then shoots back against the green. Goalie's moving one way, ball's going back the other way. Tough for any goalie, even the best, to get a stick on that one. And on the draw, ball is up, ball is down, 2v2 on the ground ball. A couple girls looking to kick it, not quite getting there, and Kaylee Harrison coming up the ball, moving it to Ruiz, moving it back to Pike. Pike now running on the right side, bringing it behind where it's a little bit safer as Santa Margarita settles into their set. And ball's up top now with Katelyn Murphy. Katelyn Murphy looking to feed. Some motion through that 8-meter east-west motion as girls cut in and out, back and forth through the zone. Katelyn Murphy with that stick up, with good vision, looking to see it, but the Tartans defending well. Looks like she might have tried to force that pass, and a really nice play by the Tartan defense with those sticks up, able to get the ball knocked down. And on the On the check out of bounds, looks like it'll be Santa Margarita ball. Good defense there by St. Margaret's, gets the ball down, but Santa Margarita able to get it back on the nifty check as the ball goes out of bounds. And Murphy double triple team, ball goes down on the check. Nikki Miles comes up with it. She's hounded from behind by two players. Finds Katelyn Young, who finds Kinsale Houston. Ball goes down, has to pull it out, and it looks like they'll move into the set. 13-18 to go, just about the halfway point of the second half here. Moving into the fourth quarter of the game, if you think of it that way, and we are back right with Campbell Case. Now top right. Top center with Young. Young now to Shea Houston. Houston to Barcade. Barcade back to Young. They're playing at about 20 meters here, it looks like. Maybe 18. No need to get anywhere close to that defense. Santa Margarita defense coming out a little bit. We have Katelyn Murphy near the ball. Little flip pass here from the Tartans. And top left here with Shea Houston. Houston back to Young. Young top left. And it looks like we might see a little bit more pressure here from the Santa Margarita defense. Looking to force a turnover. And Barcade pulls it out, and no pressure here. We're hearing some instructions from the Santa Margarita side. They want to see that pressure on the ball. Tell them to stay out. And we see this same play that we saw before between Young and Case, but this time with Case and Barcade. Working the two-girl game on the near side with the muddle on the far side, and those Tartans making life miserable for the Santa Margarita defenders on the other side, swirling and cutting and moving. And now Barcade finds one of them coming off that stack, but the ball goes down, and Kinsale looking to pick up the ball, can't quite get it, and ultimately does come up with it under pressure. Ball to her sister, Shea Houston, and Shea top center now to Barcade top left, and back into, oh man, what can you say? An opportunistic cut from, looked like Young. Campbell Case, about 30-yard pass from the back left, put it right on her stick for the quick stick. Stick side high. I can tell you from my experience as a goalie, you're looking there at the ball carrier, the ball comes across, and just as you get your eye on it, it is already in the cage. Not much you can do there. You have to rely on your defense to cover those girls on the weak side. Most players at this level in Orange County can't even see that pass, let alone make it. But we are looking at the #1 team in St. Margaret's, and Campbell Case showing off her vision to teammate Katelyn Young. 15-3 now, 10:30 to go. A little bit of trouble getting the girls set on the draw here. And the ball is up. Barcade reaching for it, finds it on the underhand, moves it to Nikki Miles. Miles takes it into the zone herself. Little pressure from Murphy. Quick feed. That's Allie Taylor. And the ball stays with St. Margaret's on the foul. Allie Taylor getting a little bit of action here today on the left side with the ball. Ball is now top center with Allie Binder. Binder taking a little bit of pressure. Santa Margarita now looking to force the action. Even down by 10, or even down by 12, playing for pride. Don't want to just let them wear out the clock. Use this as a chance to hone that defense, try to disrupt the St. Margaret's attack, perhaps get a turnover, keep working on their game. And now coming back left from Young, finding Barcade. Pass was a little bit off there, uncharacteristically for St. Margaret's. And Ball gets back to Hoffman. Hoffman moves it to Pike. Pike getting hounded, triple teamed. She sees on the right side there Jillian Spencer. Spencer now moving it upfield, drops the ball. A little bit of a fight now for the ground ball, and Campbell Case comes up with it and takes the check. A lot of the times the ref will let that go if the girl has that head of steam and is moving into the offensive zone. And now right side with Kinsale Houston. And Tartans playing the possession game again. Moving it top to Nikki Miles. Nikki Miles back to Case. Uses the pick, comes across the top. Not much there. Little flip pass now. Little fake flip pass. And that's a fun little play. You run that flip pass 2, 3, 4 times, get the defense used to it, get the announcer used to it, and then fake the flip pass and things might open up for you. And Barcade running into the double team, kicking it to Nikki Miles. Miles into the middle there. Well defended. Allie Binder not taking the shot. No need to force it. Gets it back to Barcade, the redhead. And now to Nikki Miles. Miles to Allie Taylor. Taylor to Case. And now back center. That looks like Houston. And now top center Nikki Miles. Top left with Barcade. Looked for the little feed in there, probably forced it. Very nice play there from Mulfetta. Got the ball down, but wasn't quite able to come up with the steal. For those young players up there, when you're playing defense, keep those sticks up. You never know what you might find. Flag those balls down. Barcade moving through the defense, getting to the cage, making the shot, but the call is for the shooting space violation, and she will be put on the line. For the noobs out there, if there is a shooting space violation, the play is immediately blown dead. Even if the shot comes off and goes in, they're going to pull it out of the cage. They are trying to discourage girls from shooting through traffic. Of course, very little padding and no headgear for most girls in girls lacrosse. Don't want girls ripping shots through that kind of traffic. And now we have Katelyn Murphy moving it through tough defense and taking the foul. Frees her up to move the ball into the St. Margaret zone to Maddie Bush. Maddie Bush moves it across to Katelyn Murphy. Katelyn Murphy with the left-handed shot. Well done in transition. Nice finish there. Left-handed shot down low stick side against the grain. You have the goalie moving right to left to trace and track that shot. Receive it, put it back left to right. And it's very difficult for a goalie to stop her momentum and get back to that ball. While we have the break in play, I'd like to send a shout out to our technical crew, Jonathan Camus on the video work. He's been shooting the last 3 games for the Max Lax OC Game of the Week. And Scott Parsons himself, the man behind Max Lax OC, running the technical end. And here we have another goalie switch. Ellie Jones coming out for the Tartans. Olivia Young getting the call, probably for this last 5:09. Looks like an empty stick check there, but it's not going to be called. Ball still fighting for it. Barcade almost comes up with it, but not quite. And it looks like coming out of the scrum there, Allie Binder with the ball, takes the check. And the refs blow it dead. Ball's back in now with Allie Taylor. Allie Taylor down to Katelyn Young. Katelyn Young behind, back left, looking to feed, and it goes all the way up to the top. Nikki Miles on the long pass. Miles, a little bit of a false attack there. Barcade now brings it way out. Little drive now against Harrison. Little 3-second violation against Santa Margarita. They're going to put her 4 meters behind Barcade. And the ball is live once again with Nikki Miles. Quick feed on the interior. Well played there all around. You had a nice little pass, good vision, good reception. Turns, looks like she was going to take the shot. I believe that was Allie Binder in there. Didn't look like she had it. She held onto it, looked to get an angle, couldn't quite get the angle, pulled it out, and then on the extra violence with the check, the yellow card to Santa Margarita's Olivia Molfetta. And the ball now is on the right side, top right with Margaret. Margaret coming across top center. And back left. St. Margaret's not necessarily looking for a sheer attack, but if it opens up, they are not afraid to put the ball in the cage again, even with the 11-goal lead. Ball comes around to Katelyn Young. Nice little sneak attack on the near side here. And great save by Victoria Hoffman. And Santa Margarita comes up with the ball. Looks like Aiden Pike there deep in the zone. If Santa Margarita can hang on to this ball, they can kill this penalty. St. Margaret's probably looking to double the ball. And moving the ball up to an open Katelyn Murphy, who is under some pressure from Margaret. Ball goes down, ball down still. Little fight for it. Coming out of the scrum is, on the empty stick check, we have Madeline Bush with the ball. 2:30 to go. St. Margaret's looking perhaps to get a couple goals here at the end, maybe close it to within 10. Of course, the Lax Power rankings do not give any credit for victories of more than 10, but if they can keep it under 10, they might save a percentage or a fraction of a percentage on their overall ranking. Looking at some other scores from around Orange County, Trabuco Hills over Aliso Niguel, 15-8. University over Yorba Linda, 17-5. El Dorado over Sage Hill, 18-2. St. Margaret's over Tesoro, 16-3, as mentioned earlier. Last Friday, our Max Lax game of the week between Newport Harbor and Corona Del Mar, the Battle of the Bay. Newport Harbor taking it down 9-8 in dramatic fashion. And the Santa Margarita yellow card has expired. We're back to full strength with 1:30 to go. Still looking at some scores. Santa Margarita over Esperanza, 16-6. Oak Park over Chaminade, 8-7. Temecula Valley over Great Oak, 13-9. Radnor over Mater Dei, 14-7. San Juan Hills over Tesoro, 12-9, as we see another 3-second violation. And under a minute to go here at St. Margaret's.
We're all helping each other, right?
Katelyn Murphy on the line. Looks like she has a path to goal. Or is that is not Murphy, that's Harrison. Nice recovery by the Tartans. They get the check and they back it up. And that is how it has gone for Santa Margarita today. A little bit overwhelmed, not able to quite put the ball in cage. And the Tartans end up with it. Beautiful lead pass to Margaret. Margaret with a beautiful reception. Takes the overzealous check from Aiden Pike. And with Katelyn Young moving the ball into the Santa Margarita zone. Perhaps looking to kill the clock, perhaps looking to get a little bit of vengeance for the hard check against her teammate. And Margaret goes ahead and puts it away. And it looks like we're going to run out of time here on the stoppage. Final score, 16-4. And stay with us here. We'll catch up with the player or two, get a bit of an interview here on the Max Lax OC Game of the Week. And Matt Armstrong here with Maddie Burkett, Katelyn Young, each with 4 goals today. Katelyn, tell us about your team's preparation for the game today and then what you saw on the field.
Well, coming out for this game, we definitely had a lot of preparation coming into this. We scouted them really well, and so we knew what to expect. Also, coming off our loss against them last year, we had a lot of fire in us to come out and just attack them from the beginning, which is exactly what we did. We came out strong with we were up 4-0, forced them to call a timeout, and we just kept pressing on the gas pedal since then.
Awesome, sounds great. And then clearly an offensive day for you guys. What did you see on the defensive end?
Well, obviously we play a different defense than most of the Orange County teams. We play a zone, and I think we really just work on high pressure, trying to get a lot of knockdowns and forcing some bad balls, and they're a good team, so we knew we were going to have to be really on it. And like Katelyn said, coming off the loss last year, we were really determined to try and keep them to the least number of goals we could, and so we just really tried to put on the pressure, and I think it paid dividends today.
Awesome. And you guys are currently ranked number 1. What does that do for you as far as your own approach to the game and the rest of the season here?
Well, it definitely feels really good, but also we know that now the target is on our backs instead of Mater Dei's. So we just keep reminding ourselves that we have to go into every game thinking that the team is just even as us. And that way we don't get in our heads and think that we're better than anyone else, because each game is even and different. So.
Thank you. And tell us one thing about your team that no one else knows.
Oh, God. Put a lot of pressure on me. I think that, we really focus on positive mental attitude, or PMA, as we like to call it, and we really like to love and support each other, and we just really, like Katelyn said, focus on one game at a time, and we do that by kind of like trying to pump each other up and keeping the PMA flowing.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Good luck with the rest of the season. Congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this is Matt Armstrong signing off for the Max Lax OC Game of the Week, reminding you, let the coaches coach, let the players play, let the refs ref, and whatever you do, take care of your shoes.